I'm joined today by Combat FC fighter Jake the Gorilla Pilla. Thanks for joining me, Jake.
Of course, thanks for having me on.
First question off the bat. If you were in a cage fight with a gorilla, what would be the best submission to win that fight?
I would guillotine the gorilla. Hands down, I would guillotine the gorilla.
Incorrect. The answer I was looking for was Go-Go Plata. Now, the guillotine in a Harambe-like scenario I could see being somewhat effective, but we're talking about cage fighting here.
I see where your head's at. I understand. Maybe hit a nice Barata Plata or change it up a little bit.
I'm going to list off a couple of submissions, and you just rate them on a scale from GSP to CM Punk. First one off the bat, rear naked choke.
GSP.
The heel hook.
CM Punk.
The mother's milk.
GSP again.
The buggy choke.
Gonna have to go with CM Punk.
And the nipple cripple.
Ooh, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, GSP hit that against Koscheck back in the day.
Yes, I've tapped quite a few times to the old titty twister.
It's a brutal one.
Now, Jake, all of your professional wins have occurred in the first round, with your last two happening in the first 30 seconds. Do you find yourself finishing quickly in other scenarios?
Yeah, in most. I would say I finished pretty quickly.
Is it something that you're proud of, Jake?
Depending, yeah, sometimes.
At least you can say you're an honest man.
Yeah, right. Hey, if I'm here, might as well be honest.
So, Jake, you're fighting on June 16th on Combat FC, where people can tune in via the UFC Fight Pass. With that, do you basically just tell people now that you're practically a UFC fighter?
At this point now, I might as well be Conor McGregor with the way this is going. You can find me in the UFC app. How much bigger could I get?
If you win this next fight, who would be your next opponent? I hear Francis Ngannou doesn't have someone lined up. Would that be a fight you're willing to take?
I think I'd give him some real hell with my wrestling, so I would take it.
I guess the main difficulty with that fight would obviously be the PFL contracts, and that's going to have a lot of contract drama involved with it.
Yeah, the boys at the PFL are awesome guys. I've been over there a couple times coaching, so I'd jump in. I bet I could talk to Joe and Rick from Combat FC. They would let me take one or two somewhere else.
Now, Jake, you're a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Would you like me to refer to you as Professor for the rest of this interview?
Most definitely, actually.
Professor, what do you think is most scary for a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner? A staph infection or learning takedowns?
Definitely going to go with staph on this one. Stuff's everywhere.
I think the evidence would weigh against you.
Who needs a takedown?
How many times have you butt scooted your way to an MMA win?
Not yet, but I'd be willing to try it. Give me that Francis fight.
Professor, were you good at physics during school?
No, I was not.
Well, Professor, I do in fact have a physics question for you. Let's say you're at standing height holding a metal ball that weighs 6 pounds. What will hit the ground first? The metal ball or a Brazilian pulling guard?
I would hope that the Brazilian that pulls guard. I think they're a lot quicker. Can't trust them.
Yes, those Brazilians almost have magnets in their pants.
That's well said. Well said.
Through your professional and amateur career, you've scored a couple of Von Flue chokes in your time. How long do you think it'll take people to realize just to simply let go of the guillotine choke?
Honestly, at this rate, I don't even think people are going to figure it out. I feel like I'm just going to continue forward and Von Flue to everybody, They seem to just be putting themselves in the position. I might as well take it. It's like taking candy from a baby. It's there, you got to do it.
Now, Professor, could we see the submission be teed off against your potential fight with Francis Ngannou?
Yeah, I definitely would Von Flue him. I could see it.
Well, thanks for joining us, Professor Jake the Gorilla Pilla.
I appreciate you guys getting me on here.
I'm sure we'll all be tuning in on June 16th via our UFC Fight Pass free trials.